Oh no! No, 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 no! Oh no! I had him! We beat him, but I died. Hello, and welcome back to the channel. In today's Clearing the Backlog challenge, we are playing Super Bomberman 2 for the SNES. This game came out in '94 and was published by Hudson Soft. There are two game modes: Normal Game, which is the story-based mode, and Battle Mode, where you can challenge up to 4 people in a battle arena to crown who will be the Super Bomberman. Unfortunately, we won't be playing this mode because I don't have 3 friends. Moving along, we will be playing Normal Mode. In the beginning cutscene, it shows 5 interconnected ships of cyborgs approaching Earth, and they are determined to take it and the entire universe over. But Bomberman has other ideas. Being the good Samaritan he is, he's designated himself as the person to stop them. But he gets captured and put into the cyborg's prison, where he has to fight his way out. These evil cyborgs are referred to as the 5 Dastardly Bombers, and they are Magnet, Golem, Pretty, Brain, and the leader, Plasma. So let's get into it and save the world. There are 5 stages, and each stage has 7 areas, with the 7th area being split into 2 boss fights. Each area gets progressively harder with more enemies on the screen that you have to kill, more switches that you have to activate, and bigger explosions which in turn may kill you. The first world is called the Castle Stage, and this is run by Magnet Bomber. In this area, we are introduced to our first enemy, which are called Puff Puffs. Don't know why they're called Puff Puffs, but that's what they're called. And going along with the world theme, we also see magnets. These will attract any bombs that are placed near them depending on where the head of the magnet is positioned. The way to progress through is to destroy all of the enemies and activate the switches, which will open the door into the next area. In the second area, there are more Puff Puffs and a new enemy called Mr. Moai, who is an animated stone head. And he takes 2 hits to destroy. This area also introduces what are called traps, which can increase the likelihood of blowing yourself up, which is always fun. Bundles of dynamite are placed throughout the area, and things called boosters are placed on the ground, and if a bomb detonates on one of these, they will explode with a maximum of 10 firepower, which leads me into the next topic of power-ups. The game has a few power-ups that you can obtain by blowing up the chests. These power-ups include bombs, which allows you to place an additional bomb up to the number you see next to the icon on your screen. There are fire power-ups, which when collected creates a bigger explosion, helping to potentially take out more enemies and chests in the process. There is also a speed power-up in the form of roller skates, which allows you to run faster around the map. And lastly, you have the glove power-up, which allows you to pick up and toss bombs, which for newer players will come in clutch further in the game, or if you're a speedrunner, you already know about this, and you've already been using it since level 1. In Area 3, we see a new enemy called Magnahell. These names are awesome. But, like the Puff Puffs, they are killed with 1 hit. For me, this area is one of the most satisfying in the game, because if you place a bomb on the booster, it will chain an entire map explosion and take out all the enemies and chests. Nice. It really is awesome. Area 5 and 6 were more the same. Nothing really new, just larger areas with more enemies and switches to activate. I make my way through these areas, and then we come upon our first boss. Area 7 immediately puts you into the fight, and I mean immediately. There's no cutscenes, no dialogue, it's just a battle. I kind of wish they had some type of dialogue to advance the lore and more immerse you into the world. However, we just kind of get a stare down before the fight starts. This boss will drop magnetized bombs that will attract themselves to you when you walk close to them. Hence his name, Magnet Bomber Original. They are a pain to dodge. But after 3 hits, he runs away into a different room and transforms into his final form, the Iron Jig. Jig? I think it's Jig. Some type of dance, I think. He takes 11 hit points to destroy. and as you are hitting him, he slowly loses his color and starts to smoke, and eventually he blows up. We then see Magnet Bomber laying on the ground and vanishes, and his ship blows up, and Stage 1 is complete. World 2 is called the Flame Stage and is run by Golem Bomber. This world introduces us to a whole new set of enemies. In 2-1, we see Ramosu, which are little flames that have shoes and glasses. Wait, how do their shoes and glasses not catch fire? Now, you know what? I'm not even going to ask. We're just going to roll with it. We also see a new mechanic in this level called moving blocks, some of which are buried, and you'll need to place a bomb on a special tile on the ground to get them unstuck. And after that, you'll just need to place another bomb next to the now free block to move them. Just note that these blocks will move in the opposite direction of where the bomb was placed. There are also traps called furnaces in this world, and I'll touch on them a bit later to show you what they do and how they can be useful. Area 2-2 gives us one of the weirder enemies in the game, the Glorin. What in the heck are these drooling things? It's a drooling cross-eyed frog. I'm just going to keep moving right along and act like this is all normal. Like the other enemies, this abomination takes one hit to defeat. We also see new power-ups introduced. Red bombs, which can go through multiple items, and remote control bombs, which allows you to place a bomb and detonate it whenever you'd like. If you have both the red bomb and the remote control power-up, these two items will turn into a red remote control bomb, which just combines both of the perks for each power-up. In Area 2-3, we see a new enemy called a Fiber, which turns into a mini flamethrower and can launch flames out one of its 4 ducts. Like most of the lower level enemies, they take one hit to kill, but they are immune to damages if they are attacking. And I don't know if it's just me, but the artwork for these things kind of looks like an angry stomach with acid reflux. I don't know. Area 2-4 introduces us to our final new enemy for the stage. It's called a Zippo. No, not that one. The other kind of Zippo. Oh, you know, the floating, disembodied, smiling head kind? Yeah, that one. This enemy takes 2 hits to kill, and after the first hit, the fuse at the top of its head ignites and he starts running around the map like a madman. It's a tougher enemy, and you'll need to get your timing just right to connect with your second hit, which can get irritating. Area 2-5 and 2-6 have a combination of all prior enemies and are just larger and take more strategy to complete. Before we get into the boss fight, I'll finally talk about this furnace trap in the world. Why didn't I talk about this sooner, you ask? Well, that would be because I didn't know about it. I finally ended up placing a bomb in front of its door and it pulled it right in. The screen immediately went red and I thought the whole world was going to explode, and it shot flames out the front of its door. So now, once the furnace is activated, it'll start smoking, the screen will turn red, and it will detonate the oil line that is connected and travels along in the set path. And that finishes up all the lower levels of the flame stage, so on to the boss fight. The second boss you face is Golem Bomber, and his pre-fight stance is to basically glow red to show you how angry he is. And although I'd like to give you a strategy on how to defeat him, his anger just gets the best of him and he ends up defeating himself, as all 3 hits he takes comes from his own bombs. So easily enough, we continue on. Golem's machine is called, well, it's called Breastfire, and there's absolutely nothing weird about that name. His attack will launch fire bombs from the 4 corners of his machine. There will be an indicator on the ground where it will land, so just avoid those areas and you'll be fine. And just like his first form, you don't even have to use any of your own bombs, as his artillery strikes alone will hurt him. But to speed things up, Bomberman gives him a bit of help and Golem defeats himself. In my opinion, this is probably the easiest boss of the game. And with that, Stage 2 is complete. World 3 is called the Amusement Park Stage. Does anybody else see this ship's similarity to the Disney Castle? You think that was on purpose? I don't know. You be the judge. Area 3-1 gives us new enemies such as Guardy, which appear to be purple floating eyes. However, they are actually jetpacks. They are immune to bomb explosions and can only be defeated after all switches have been activated. There is also Poyo Mole, which is a yellow blob type creature that moves around in a spiked digging machine, which will periodically dig a hole and appear somewhere else on the map. You can hit them with an explosion and knock the blob out of the machine, and then Bomberman can ride in it. However, you can't take it with you to the next stage. What a bummer. Area 3-2 gives us more of the same, just a few guardia around the map and some switches to activate. Some of the traps in this world include a cannon, a trampoline, and water. Trampolines are bouncy, cannons are explodey, and water is drownedy? Area 3-3 gives us nothing new. Well, except the fact that Pollo has upgraded his digging machine.
This time he's going total tank.
So there's that. Area 3-4 gives us a new enemy called Flop. He is a cute penguin, and apparently he's out for blood. Their attack is to slide at you, but they take one hit to destroy, and this level is kind of a gimme and it's not hard. Area 3-5 introduces us to a new enemy called Nemu Nemu, which is a sleep-deprived smiley face that likes to snore. It takes 2 hits to destroy, and after defeating them and the one flop in the map, it's on to the next area. Area 3-6 gives us our last new enemy of the world, which is called a Futa. It's supposed to be a jellyfish, and yeah, I guess I can see the resemblance. It's translucent and able to pass through soft blocks. It takes 1 hit to destroy, and after taking 2 of them and 2 Nemu Nemus out, we make our way to the boss fight. The third boss you fight is called Pretty Bomber. Her pre-fight stance is just to basically blink at you. She throws 3 heart-shaped bombs at you that have max range and travel some distance before resting and exploding. Dodge these, and like the last boss, she ends up hitting herself, and we are on to the second room. Now, her final form. She's a sun? This is probably the weirdest boss in the game. Does anybody else get vibes of that creepy baby in the sun from the Teletubbies? Ugh. When you hit her, she makes this crazy face too. It's just all around very strange and very creepy. After 11 hits, she is defeated. And with that, Stage 3 is complete. World 4 is called the Factory Stage, and it's run by Brain Bomber. Area 4-1 gives us 3 new enemies, which are Blocker, who creates blocks if you give it long enough time to do so. It takes 1 hit of damage to destroy, and it also kind of reminds me of that enemy in Legend of Zelda, the Lever. Let me know if you see the resemblance. Robodash, which is a robot that moves at high speed once hit by a bomb blast. It takes 2 hits to destroy. And finally, Munchie Jump, which is apparently a laughing smiley face that can eat bombs if it rolls over them and causes no harm to itself. Timing your bomb placements just right, you'll need 1 hit to destroy them. Area 4-2 is more the same, with 2 blockers and a Robodash. Nothing much more I can say about this level, except that it is one of the easier ones to complete. Area 4-3 gives us a Mecha Bomb, but this time, it's red. The only difference is being its explosions can go through soft blocks and other obstacles and has a fire blast range of 10. It still takes 1 hit point to defeat, and after defeating the 2 remaining Robodashes, you move on to the next area. Areas 4, 4, 5, and 6 are again more of the same. Defeat 2 blockers and a red Mecha Bomb in 4-4, 2 Robodashes and a red Mecha Bomb in 4-5, and 2 red Mecha Bombs and 2 Robodashes in 4-6, and you're on to the boss fight. The 4th boss you fight is called Brain Bomber. Their pre-fight stance is to cover themselves with a cape. It's pretty intimidating if you ask me. They drop a single bomb at a time, and it has a very small blast range, making it easier to dodge. However, they will move out of the way of your bombs, increasing the difficulty to get a hit on them. But with 3 well-placed bombs, you move on to the second room. Their final form is called Bomber Robo, which is a robot that's roughly 3 to 4 times the size of Bomberman. With their gigantic size comes one drawback. They move super slow. If they do end up coming near you, they will drop a huge bomb that has a large blast radius. They take 8 hits to destroy, and with that, Stage 4 is complete. World 5 is called the Dark Stage. It's the last stage of the game, and it's run by Plasma Bomber, who happens to have a sweet looking cape. Area 5-1 starts out dark and gives you a new world mechanic called a light switch. Also a new enemy called the Picarin. These kind of look like a chubby dolphin, and they're affected by the light. They have 2 different stages. When the lights are off, they move very quickly and pursue you, and when the lights are on, they move more slower. They take 2 hits to defeat. Area 5-2 has a new enemy called a Kuragarin, and acts the opposite of a Picarin. If the lights are off, they are slow, and if the lights are on, they move very quickly and constantly pursue you. And they also take 2 hit points to defeat. Area 5-3 introduces us to a new enemy called Electro, and when you get too close to them, they will emit an electric shock and will keep emitting these until you move away from them. This level also gives us a new trap called a hidden hole, and these things are super annoying, as you can only walk over them once and they'll collapse behind you, removing your ability to return the way you came. Area 5-4 gives you yet another new enemy called a currency. Get it? Because it looks like a coin? It's otherwise known as a persistent coin. Did they run out of ideas for enemies at this point in the game, or is it... I don't know. It will pursue you like a Picarin and a Kuragarin. They're free! Oh my god, he's free! And these, thankfully, only take 1 hit to destroy. Areas 5-5 and 5-6 give us more of the same, with a Munchie Jump and 2 Karagarins in 5-5, and 2 Picarins and 2 Karagarins in 5-6. After defeating these enemies, you'll move on to the boss fight. The final boss is known as Plasma Bomber, and is the leader of this whole invasion. This boss fight is different from the rest, as you have to defeat him 3 times. Once as his normal self, which takes 3 hits. Once in the Skeleguard form, which takes an astounding 28 hits. And finally, in the G Ganzu form, which takes 6 hits to destroy. There we go! Oh god. The whole thing's blowing up. Here we go. The final ship explodes. There we go, yeah. Michael Bay directed this game. And Bomberman saves the day. And roll credits. Good stuff. Good stuff. Good game. I enjoyed it. Some levels were very irritating. Replayability, yeah, I mean, it's definitely there if you want to try to speed it and go through there. Otherwise, not too much replayability. Very satisfying when you beat it. Out of 10, I would probably give it like a solid 7.5 out of 10. The glove portion of it was a little janky. Controls were a little janky. There's the end screen. That was Super Bomberman 2 on the Super Nintendo. Overall, I enjoyed this game. I thought it was really fun. Never playing a Bomberman game before, I feel like it's a great place to start, and it made me interested in playing the other games in its series. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please consider giving it a like, and if you're really feeling it, please consider hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any future videos. I do stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday, and maybe a couple other days sprinkled out through the week. Thank you all for watching, and as always, peace and love. Take care.